I understand how this is gonna sound. Am I crazy in thinking that we totally probably could have benefited from just delaying the console launch?
MPG, let them know.
I still think that.
Yep.
Of course.
I still think that. I still think that we should have delayed it. I thought that before.
Yep.
I was hopeful.
There was
but
nothing
I
to buy them
just think it
for.
again.
There's nothing. We just all was like, we need them, and then nothing came
Like,
out.
I don't know, man. Like I understand like if you're trying to get the holiday sales in, I don't know how delaying it to like halfway through the year or March of this year would do it, but I don't know. I just feel like this has been like the most underwhelming launch for new gen, really, and it's just
you're not wrong. You're not.
You
wrong.
could have waited till holiday this year.
At least
I would agree for holiday this year if you really want to get that surge in, like maybe get some more stock in, so like the shortages aren't going on, you know. But
they could have launched it in March or April. I think that'd have been fine.
Yeah, I mean, no.
I think that.
Well, what would have changed? I mean, you wouldn't really have had much more for PS5 though if you launched it in like March.
I think just less wait for the new games, like Ratchet and Clank. I feel like
the wait, the
like
wait would have
this as if this is going to come out a month or two after the console is out. You know, this is like what 6-7 months.
Yeah, you're right. Like if it launched in March, we'd have been like, okay, Returnal's out the end of April, and then we have Ratchet and Clank out in June, and then
see that's the challenging thing is that we're saying everything would have played out exactly as it has. So if you wouldn't have told some of these developers, hey, we need your game at launch. You have to send in your gold edition by the end of September because we're launching in that first week of November. If that doesn't play out and they're saying we're going to target March, how much do these development cycles change? How many delays still could happen? Would Returnal now, instead of being April, it would come out in August? Ratchet and Clank is now December. Like,
I'd tell them these games need to be ready by February. I wouldn't tell them when they're coming out. Get it to me by February.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we're viewing it as if everything played out exactly the same. You would have had those games done in November. You would have had them prepped for that launch in March. You would have had that, and then the games still are rolling out the way that we're seeing. Yeah, the delay does make sense. Should they have delayed the hardware just given the semiconductor shortage and everything that's happening? Yes.
I understand why they did it though.
But
I know they want the holiday sales. The holiday surge, people are going to buy it regardless because they want something new to get family members, to get kids, get spouses. I understand that. I don't know. I just look at it and I'm like, yeah, this is just.
Oh, we're all done. We buy it anyway, even if it wasn't a holiday. We'll buy it. We just bought the Red Mario Switch for no reason.
The hardcore. But I think there's some people around the holiday, even though 2020 I feel like was a hard year, I feel like there are just some people that are like looking, I need to get a gift. And then the new PlayStation. Well, they like the last PlayStation, so I'll get this one.
I think they still could have done Spider-Man Miles Morales for the PS4 for the holiday, and then just had a free PS5 upgrade on it or something. For people who bought it then. I think they could have absolutely done that. But otherwise, they would have had to have leaned on like Assassin's Creed, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Call of Duty, all of those third-party titles big time. And the fact that Halo Infinite got pushed, to me, Microsoft was probably hoping that there was going to be a delay for these systems because like
they're hoping that they delay their own system. Like
that Sony was thinking about it too. Like
they delayed theirs, so we can delay ours. Like a sigh of relief.
I almost feel like there was some thoughts of like, we can't get Halo Infinite done because this whole studio messed everything up because they're 343. It seemed like a really slow start, and you're right. Click and MVG, they could have delayed these systems. They'd have been fine.
I do think they should have delayed, but I also understand that you got to ship as well, right? I mean, you can't if you're sitting on something, get it out the door, And I think they did the best they could given the circumstances. Obviously, I think Ratchet was something that they probably didn't anticipate was going to get pushed to June. Like I felt like maybe they thought that it was coming out during the launch window, so. They bet the house on the system coming out last year, and unfortunately, that's what happens in this situation. And to Nate's point, I agree. I think we are going to see, the knock-on effect of this happening, and we're going to see more of this happen over the year. I think.
It's going to be a lot more.
I have another question because someone asked me this the other day on stream, and I was like, this is a really good question. If they had delayed the console launch, do you think they also would have delayed Cyberpunk? Again,
that is a good question.
You know what? I really wish they had delayed the consoles just so I could see what happened with Cyberpunk.
I don't think so.
I feel like they wouldn't have had as much distraction. You know what I mean? Like it would have been PC, and then
But
base freaking Xbox like.
I know what you're
amazing.
saying, and it's an interesting question, but at the end of the day, they have to make their investors happy, and whatever they told their investors, which was it's coming out at the end of 2020, that's what they did. So
there would have been no out for that Cyberpunk game if there was no PS5 there.
Right, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it had got delayed, would they have tried to push that back?
So interesting to see.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk was like the number one PS5 and Xbox. Like that game sold really well on PS5 and Xbox
Right.
Series X. Like that was the launch title for lots of people.
Yep.